morning, Jim Hodges here, Charlie here. Charlie is a Cavachon, which is King Charles Spaniel and Bichon design. He's 1 year old. He came in for house training and basic obedience. Good little guy, very sweet, capable of learning everything. His biggest tool that he uses to his advantage is his sweetness and affection. It allows him to get away with murder. Maybe not murder, but allows him to do the things he wants to do. He needs obedience. We've put an obedience on him. And you're going to see as you go through if you need to be the leader for him. Being the leader takes away that want to mark his territory. It takes away from you giving him a command and him start snuggling up to you and say, "No, Mom, I don't want to do that," as we've seen in our training. He's come a long way fast. Watch what I do as we start to work here and understand that when you give him a command, he has to do it, okay? And don't let that little sweetness get you. Let's go. Come on, boy. Good boy. So when we're doing our walking command, good boy. Get that tail going. I'm happy to see that. When we're walking, it's a let's go. As I have told you before, I want him beside me. Good boy. I don't want him out in front, which is not going to be a big problem with Charlie anymore. I know it may have been at one time, but we have him right here. When we're walking, it's important not to have a tight leash all the time. We want a loose leash, just like I'm holding right now, okay? If he starts to go forward, we tap. If we see somebody on the street, we stop to talk to him. We may say, "Charlie, sit." "Oh, wow, he's sitting, thank you." And then break. Good boy. Now he doesn't have to be in a rigid command, and we can sit here and have a conversation with someone, okay? And we've got this loose leash. If we feel him start to pull, start to go that way, or that way, we just tap back to our leg. That's the same we're going to do in our let's go command. It's just a tap back to our leg. Our leg is the center of mass, if you will, and whenever we're walking, if he starts to get out, we just tap to him. You know our taps are nothing, okay? It's just a little tap. We're not here to intimidate, dominate, break a spirit, or hurt him. We are here to guide him, and we are here to communicate to him that what we say goes, okay? And that touch is so important. You know, I believe it with all my heart. I've been training almost 30 years now professionally, and I've been to all the different schools, but the thing that I see every day is we have to communicate with dogs the way they understand life, not with the way we understand it. They're not humans. Doesn't mean we can't love them. We can treat them just like humans, except for when we ask them to do something, they have to do it, and it needs to be black and white. No shades of gray right now, okay? So, good boy. Let's go. So again, good boy, he's walking with me. Ah, boy. I want to make sure I praise him. We need to praise 20 times more than we bite. Good boy. We need to praise in the moment of when he's doing what we ask him to do. Very proud of you right there. Good boy. So, let's go. Sit. Hand signal for sit. Now he sits. Now he holds it. Good boy. I'm still going to pet him and love him. Good. If he didn't sit just then, I would have tapped straight up on the leash and told him no sit. If he got out of that sit, it would be no sit. Break. That's my hand signal to release him. Good boy. You notice whenever I released him and he started coming to me that he was wagging his tail. Look what he's doing here. You know, in other videos I say that we don't want to do that. Well, guess what? That's because I've talked to my owners and that's what they want. Charlie is sweet and affectionate. We'll go back to that. But he is allowed to do that with people. I've already explained to them that's perfectly fine. You're the owner. You decide what you want to have and what you don't want to have. We don't like to give mixed signals. So we either have it or we don't. As you go on through life, if it gets to be a problem, you know how to fix it. You set it up, you teach him that you can't have it, and you move on. Okay? So, good boy. Attaboy. So he can meet people like that. The only thing that we're not going to allow to happen is he may jump a little bit from time to time to get with people and to get their attention. We are going to bite that and tell him no. We don't want that to occur. So, let's go. Sit. Good boy. Down. Good boy. That's a good boy. Break. So, hand signal from the front, D-O-W-N, he downs, okay? He holds the down, and he has to stay in that down until we release him. If we want him there any length of time, we would come in and tell him to stay, okay? I believe it's important that we tell a dog to down stay in the beginning. First month or so, do it for 5-10 minutes at a time. When you tell him to down and then down, from the side, down, stay. All right, when I tell him to stay, I don't mind if he smells the ground. I will not allow him to pick up a rock. He can chew on an item that I'll allow him to chew on, but he's got to pack his bag and be there for a while. He's going to be there for at least 2 minutes normally when I give the stay command. The down, stay, and the down are two very important commands, and they're very important for Charlie. It signifies that he must submit to us as the leader. Now, it's important that we use our powers properly. We're never here to intimidate, dominate, break a spirit, or hurt him, okay? We want to engage him and teach him that doing obedience with us is a way of building a relationship with us, and that we love him and he loves us, but at the end of the day, he has to do what we ask him to do. So we can put him in that down stay. That stay is already learned. Break it. Good boy. So he's ready to get up out of it. To see how quick he popped up, that shows you a little bit about him not wanting to be there, that he's there because we ask him to be. But that stay will also work for the front door. We've talked about that. How would you deal with that? First of all, what I would probably do is teach the stay in a room in the house, where I walk out that room and I tell him to stay. I've got him dragging the leash in the beginning and walk on. If he came through the room, I would pick up the leash and tap him like I was talking about with the let's go. No, 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 all the way back into the room. Stay, good boy, and then immediately walk back out. Once he starts to understand that there are doors that he can and can't go through when you tell him, then we start working with that with the front door, okay? And we start to teach him what he can do and what he can't do. Down. Good boy. Yes, sir. Sit. Right back up. Attaboy. Break. Good. Again, the break command, whenever I break a dog, if you heard my tone of voice, I want to be excited and I step away. I'm teaching him to want to come to me between commands. Heck, I believe I'm teaching him to want to come to me all the time. When I break him, I could give him a little treat if I wanted to when he came to me, but I'm definitely going to pet and love him, all right? And that's how we're going to start to do the come off leash. If he's out in the yard or something, or in the house somewhere and we want him, and we want to start to teach him what that come means, we would get his attention. Charlie, Charlie, hey buddy, what you doing? Come. And then when he commits to come, good boy, we would give him a treat, pet him, love him, and say, attaboy, break it, and let him go. If he's out in the yard and we do that, okay, and he comes to us, we pet him, we love him, we praise him, we break him. If we had to go to work or if we had to go somewhere, we would not take him immediately on that come command and put him up. We would wait a minute. Why? Because if he comes to us and then we pick him up and go put him up, he thinks or may think that's a negative. And then he starts to distrust the come command. The come command is nothing but come. We always want him to come to us. We pat him, we love him, we release him. Now, you can release him and wait 30 seconds or a minute or two and then say, oh my gosh, I've got to go to work. Let's go, Charlie. But we do not want it to be a part of the come command. We never want to provide a consequence or an or no when we've called him. If there's something that he's done, marking or something along those lines, you don't call him to you and provide a consequence. You go to him and bite him. And you bite him in the moment. You cannot bite him 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, a minute later. Do it in a moment so he understands. I tell people when we're teaching dog training, we're teaching behavior adaptation, we have to reward, we have to consequence in the moment. So it's your job to make sure that you can do that in the moment. That's one of the reasons we do obedience, because we can ask in the moment. If he obeys, we praise him. If he doesn't, we provide a like consequence. That starts to translate into behavioral areas. But we never give a command unless we know he's going to do it or we can make him do it. If he does something once, he's going to do it again and again. If it's something you like, put a word to it. You've taught him a new trick or a new command, okay? If it's something that you don't like, you have to get in front of it and bite him. Let's go. So we've got the Let's Go, we've got the SIT, and we've got the DOWN. DOWN, down. Doesn't have to be in a sit, it can be when he's standing, walking, or what have you. He does the down and he has to hold it. We've done the COM, no, down. So we've done the COME, off leash, imagine like we did. Now we're going to do it on leash. Come. He comes, he sits, attaboy. We pet and love him, break. Now I could have given him a treat then, but he just popped up out of the down, so I wasn't overly reward him for that, because that could become a sequence of events that he may try to replicate. So we're going to come back and do it. Sit. Good. Come. Good boy. Comes, he sits. He has to hold it. Pet, love. Now, good boy. See, he checked himself. I'm very proud of him for that. Good boy. Break. So then I didn't give him a treat right when he came and sat. If I'm teaching that, that's when I would do it. But there's a reason why we might want to wait a little bit later. Now we've taught him to sit, come and sit, come, sit, and then hold it a minute. And holding it is part of the command that we want him to, because we haven't released it. And then it could be reaching down and give it to him for holding it, or break. And he comes to us, little treat, good boy, break. Okay, next command, place. Places to get on his bed. He's got to lay down, stay there for as long as we ask, okay? He can sit down, he can stand up. I don't care what he does on the bed, as long as he's not destroying the bed, he has to stay there. Now, this is probably, and he can do this for a couple of hours, but in the beginning, he would use his sweet, affectionate self to try to get up and walk coyly to you and say, I love you, I really don't want to be there, I want to be with you. It's so important that if he does that, you take him back and put him on the place, okay? Even if you didn't mind it at that time, he said, well, okay, I'll pick you up and take you. He just learned that he can get his way by breaking a command. So even if you didn't mind it as a dog trainer, as a leader, you're going to take him and put him back on that place, okay? And he's got to hold it. As I said, he can do it easily for a couple hours at a time. Break. When I'm sitting down relaxing, I'll have him and the other dogs out. I'll put them on their place command. I'll let them get out and walk around as well, but I'll put him on the place command and he can stay there for a couple of hours easy. He did it last night. All right, let's go. Hey, Salem. That's Salem. Now the good thing with Charlie, good boy, he doesn't have a strong prey drive. He knew I was happy with him. If you go back and play the video, you can see him start to wag his tail, because he didn't do anything that I didn't mind him doing with the kitty cat. Let's go. Next is the load up command. Load up is to get in the car and get on furniture. Okay, load up. Attaboy. Good boy. Break. If I use it to get on the furniture, I make sure that, and I can use it two different ways, but I make sure when I load him up to allow him to get on the furniture, I release him too. If he gets on the furniture without my permission and I didn't want him on that furniture, it wouldn't be down, it would be no, okay? So how do I get him off the furniture? Going to another command or the break command, okay? And you can do that when you don't want to. If you don't mind him getting on the furniture, that's fine, but you can also dictate when you want him on the furniture. In fact, you could even take a bed and put it at the end of the couch and have him load up and get on his bed if you wanted him to do that. And then he has to stay there until you release him. No sneaky crawly away to get over in your lap. Let's go. Good boy, sit. Good, heel. Next is the heel command. The heel command, come on. The heel command is when we've got this imaginary box. Good boy, heel. Good boy. The heel command is where we have this imaginary box. We want our dog to stay in that box, okay? I use it, and it's really good for a small dog at times, especially when they can get underfoot, you know, with somebody else. If we're at a an event where there's a lot of people, a pet store, shopping, or what have you, the heel is a good way to keep him real close so that he's safe with you, okay? That way you don't have to worry about him straying off and somebody walking and not seeing him and stepping on him or tripping over the leash. When I walk, he walks with me. When I stop, he sits automatically. I can step away and he holds it. Hand signal is like this. Heel. We're walking. What a good little boy. Good boy. I can step away and he holds it, okay? Good boy. Break it. I think that's pretty much it with Charlie. You know, if you ever need me, you pick up the phone and give me a call, 336-945-3232, okay? JimHodgesDogTraining.com, sales@JimHodgesDogTraining.com, Jim Hodges Dog Training on Facebook. I'm here if you need me. One of the things I do with my residencies, I encourage my clients, if they ever need a follow-up, there's never a charge as you come to me, if you come to me. If you have a question, pick up the phone and call me. Let's address any concerns that we have right off, okay? And that's what I get paid to do, is to help you and to help you and your dog have a great life together. Dogs are fantastic companions, okay? I don't know what I would do without dogs. They have made my life a real pleasure, gave me a chance to stop doing a job that I didn't like doing, and since 1987, it's been nothing but dogs. And I love it. Thank you so much. Take care and God bless. Hey, buddy. Good boy.